What's legal now, but probably won't be in 25 years. Something about the way mobile games operate, for the love of God. Hopefully, child beauty pageants. Yay, I think it's just pedophilia in disguise. Child marriage. That shit's legal. TF. There are 10 states which have no legal age for marriage, and in 2018 there were 4 states that banned it altogether. But statistics show that from 2000 to 2015 there were at least 200,000 minors married. It really needs to go. Excessive plastic packaging. Like how a microSD card is like 1 square cm but comes in a plastic package that is 20 by 20 centimeters. Do it like Costco. Take a cardboard cutout of the item to the front. They take the cardboard and pull out the ITE, monsieur. Disposable water bottles. Hopefully single-use plastics altogether. Putting everyone's personal information on the internet. The stuff that's mined from public records like address, voting party, home sale, etc. I was trying to reconnect with old family members and it was disturbingly easy to find all of the above info. Made me super grossed out and uncomfortable. Styrofoam. Yes. Easily broken, then made useless. And absolutely disastrous for the environment. MLMs. Yes. It's so nasty. Charge people to start working for you. Don't pay them hourly. Give them a tiny cut on a crazy overpriced item after hours of work. Taking out a line of credit in your child's name. My best friend's mom took out a credit card in her name, and then ran up a bunch of credit. Her credit was already ruined when she turned 18. She is still working on fixing her credit over 10 years later. That's probably a very American thing if I'm not mistaken, because I'm pretty sure this is not legal where I live. Also, we don't do so many things via credit here. Edit. Okay. Before I get another person following me to other comments just to insult me, I am in no way shit-talking America here. This was a question because I thought it sounded like a US thing. It's illegal in America too. But most people don't know they can do anything about it or aren't willing to. If you want to get the debts removed, you're gonna have to go to the police and report your parents for identity theft and drag them through the court system. Monsieur, they'll probably end up in prison. And you'll have to sue them if you don't want to pay for the lawyers yourself. Hopefully in the US, having to pay more than $25 for life-saving drugs like insulin. Wish granted, insulin is now illegal. Hot singles in my area. Wish granted, all singles in your area are now ugly. Slavery worldwide, hopefully. Out of all the answers here, this is one I hope happens the most. Contemporary slavery numbers are freaking shocking. Telemarketing. It's already mostly illegal now, especially if you add your number to the National Do Not Call list. But that has done nothing to stop it or slow it. I feel pretty confident that even in a world where it was completely illegal, I'd still be getting unsolicited calls with offers to lower the interest rate on the auto loan I don't even have. Not paying your air tax. Let it die, let it die, let it _shrivel _up and die. Quote. Selling people's personal data without their consent. Remember, you press that button accepting the conditions and terms of use. I wish companies would be required to sum up the conditions of their TOS in 1 to 2 pages or less. But I feel like that will never happen. Having a fucking tiger as a pet, hopefully. Conversion camps. Planned obsolescence, I hope. Is this like when phones stop working after 2 years because the company wants you to buy a newer model? Because if it is, I totally agree. There's no reason my smartphone shouldn't last half as long as my freaking 3DS. Yeah, it's annoying and really bothers me. Also, I don't use it much. But my original 3DS is still going strong and I love it. Probably not, but if they made a law of some sort that stopped every single fucking website from needing me to set up an account, that'd be great. Single-use batteries. Sure, AA and AAA. But we need single-use batteries for long lifetime. Low-power applications like smoke detectors, pacemakers, hearing aids, RTC memory, etc. Rechargeables simply don't have the ability to fill this role yet, as they self-discharge too much over time. Battery tech is the slowest moving, simply because we have reached the maximums allowed by physics as far as chemical potential energy is concerned. Lithium can't be beat. Supercapacitors are awesome, but not yet applicable to critical high-reliability applications. I've slowly replaced all my AA and AAA batteries with rechargeables over the last 10 or so years. Never going back. Smoking in public, already banned from many places. Massachusetts banned menthol cigarettes as a whole. They are no longer sold here. I see them banning all cigarettes someday. Not vaxxing your kid. Denying your children the right to be vaccinated. Privatized prisons. Seriously, in what world is it okay to profit off of people's incarceration? Glitter. Fucking shit made from Satan himself. Do you know how hard it is to get that crap out of stuff? And it's bad for the environment. Fish eat and can't digest that shit. Also, it's the herpes of the arts and crafts world. Arresting adults for marijuana. Driving without an AI-assisted vehicle. Future youngsters will probably call us crazy for putting our lives into human hands and taking the wheel. I'm so surprised this isn't higher. I can absolutely see myself shocking a future child, telling them, yes, and then the only thing preventing me from hitting oncoming traffic was a line of pain on the ground. Quote, hopefully conversion therapy, child marriage, FGM, qualified immunity, and I'm not sure what this is correctly called, but when parents refuse life-saving medicine for their kids because of religious or other beliefs. Hyper-religious private schools that have their own curriculum, monsieur. Edit. Yes, MGM as well. I just don't think it will be in 25 years. Till we Europeans are living in 2045. Plastic disposable containers, bags, holding as much data as Facebook has. Unfortunately, social media needs regulation. Mega companies paying a 0% tax rate, then still getting handouts from every level of government. We're paying for them at this point. I know they're banned in other countries, but goddamn, I hope political ads will be illegal in the US sometime soon. Also, ads for drugs, medication. These are illegal in many countries, but not in the good old USA for some bizarre reason. Well, as always, the answer is money. Filming your child for social media without their consent. Like all those family channels that shove a camera in their kid's face as soon as they're born and share every detail about their kids' lives. Especially embarrassing, private moments for the sake of content. Problem there is that kids can't consent. Hopefully, but honestly I doubt it. Advertisements for psychiatric medication. I turned on the don't personalize my ads plus all the you're not tracking me tactics. And still get it? It's pretty sickening to see such a mass digital campaign to push medication that has very little evidence in treating something we don't fully understand yet. That last part is partly the reason I think it'll be banned. TV advertisements for prescription medicine are already banned or heavily regulated in most countries. I'm hoping the US will follow. Water. Everyone will live off Mountain Dew. As long as it's got electrolytes, we'll be good. It's what plants crave. Any body modification on children, unless it's for a valid medical reason. This includes circumcisions and piercings. NSW Health has banned circumcisions in NSW public hospitals unless there is valid medical reason, like a nasty infection. TikTok. No, not because I don't like the community, but because that shit is literal spyware that is stealing a disturbing amount of information from children. I'll get downvoted to hell. And you probably already heard it. But so does Facebook, Instagram, owned by Facebook, and Google with all their services. This list is of course incomplete, but you get the picture. There are a lot of answers that only apply to American culture. Isn't prostitution technically legal if you film it and post it on the internet? From what I understand in my state, prostitution isn't the crime. It's the soliciting and advertising part. If I paid a friend of mine $100 to let me sleep with her, the police aren't interested in that. I just looked up the law and it says something about communicating the intention to pay for sexual services anywhere where a minor might be reasonably found. Hey random stranger, is it possible there's a minor in this apartment? Quote, I don't know. Probably. Quote, I rest my case, Your Honor. Quote, I don't make the rules, I'm just writing exactly what's on my state website under the heading of prostitution. It's ambiguous what it means, which probably means they can usually make a case to arrest you for it if they want to. It's also possible that it means you could solicit someone in a bar because a minor legally couldn't be there in the first place. I don't know for sure. The wording isn't crystal clear. Selective enforcement only used against the poor, leftists, no, not the blue conservatives, and minorities, much like most other laws, especially the drug war. True end-to-end encryption. I don't see this happening. That's like outlawing the Pythagorean theorem. Indiana tried to legally define pi as 3.21 times 3. I could understand. It's wrong, but I'd understand. 3.1 I could understand. Again, wrong. But hey, closer. 3.2? The fuck? IDFK dude, I'm embarrassed on the behalf of my entire state. Marital rape. Hopefully. In my country. TikTok. Fuck, I'd give it 5 years before that CCP spyware gets banned in most countries. Fossil fuel use. I'm being optimistic. If we aren't severely limiting fossil fuel use by this point, we're in deep shit. The KKK. They're still legal. Sort of. Some are considered either movements who are protected by freedom of speech but are restricted to just protests and assembles, but then there are the local chapters that go around attacking and terrorizing, which are considered either terrorists or cultists. Edit. I'm glad I didn't get any backlash, cause normally I get downvoted to hell for normal stuff like this. Even though it's true, just because it touches a sensitive subject I get treated like Hilter lol. Sorry for any bad spelling, I know English, I'm just lazy. Puppy mills. Seriously, why the fuck are they still around? And why do I still know people that have bought their pet from one? The ability to voice political opinions. I live in Hong Kong, so yeah? Edit. Thanks for the reward, kind stranger. Stuff these tech companies are getting away with right now. Not recycling. I think it'll eventually become mandated, and not doing so will result in a fine. Unfortunately, many of the benefits of most types of recycling are basically lies. Presidents pardoning or commuting the sentences of individuals who are directly involved with protecting the president's interests. Vaping products for people who are under 21. I love how American Reddit is. Almost everywhere else, bar India, 18 is the age of smoking, drinking, etc. Going into a bank with a mask on. I guess you aren't aware of COVID-49. Neither are the people from 2045. Right now, going into a bank without a mask is illegal here. Payday loans! Exclamation mark. Combustion engine cars. The average car age is 12 years old and growing older. It will probably be a little longer than 25 years to actually outlaw combustion engines. At that point, you would probably be taking away cars from more than half the population. Realistically, they might ban the sale of new combustion engine vehicle around that time. I don't think they'll ever be outlawed completely. But as you said, new combustible engines will likely be. People who have a hobby maintaining and using classic cars is going to be a niche. Acceptable allowance emo. Gay conversion therapy, hopefully. In regulated gambling and video games. TikTok. Freedom of speech. The second exists in case the first doesn't work out. I keep hearing people say that, but freedoms keep eroding anyways. See Patriot Act. Cancel culture will expand. If you were to go to your social media and post your opinion of keep the knee on the neck, and you get doxxed. you may likely get fired. Well, the Chinese will enforce a global social credit score, and if you say, "Free Hong Kong," or "China has no claim to Taiwan," then the Chinese tell your boss that his company gets no more widgets made if you work there, and then you are fired within the hour. Cancel culture will cut both ways. Governments will have more power than even a large mob. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.